So hello developers, in this tutorial section guys, we'll be understanding the concept of what a class constructor is. Now, if you just view this line of code, what I've done here is that I have created an instance from an Avengers class named Harry. Now, if you just view this line of code, this Avengers Harry is equal to new Avengers followed by two round brackets. Now, this Avengers followed by two round brackets, it's what we call as a class constructor. See, what is the importance of a class constructor is that, see, once we create an instance and if you run the program, the first method that will be run in the instance is the one method which is called as a class constructor. That is, so whenever we create an instance of a class, the first method that is called a constructor of the class. See, now the doubt arises. We have only created a class called Avengers. We did not write any method. For instance, I have not written any method here. So how will a method called Avengers will be called here? See, whenever you create a class, any class in Java, the Java automatically creates a default constructor for you. See, it is that constructor which will get executed or called whenever you create an instance. I know the concept is vague, so I'll give you an example to make it much more clearer. See, in Java, I told that we have already have a default constructor created for Avengers here. If you want to create a class constructor manually, there are few steps to be followed. Now, there's a property for class constructor. That is, the class constructor of a particular class must have the same name as the class itself. First property. Second one, a class constructor will never return any value. See, we know we have stated what a method is, and we have stated the concept of parameter passing and returning a value method. So we can pass parameters in constructor, but we can never return a value from a constructor. Now to define a constructor manually define a constructor, we must write the name of the class and say, let me just print something on the screen for you. Just system dot out dot print, say I'm gonna print something on the screen for you. Okay, so what I can understand, I have created a class constructor and I have written a certain piece of code to print something on the screen. Now if you just run this program, yes, you see IITKMC was printed on the screen. So what you need to understand here is that, so when an instance is created, an instance of a particular class is being created, the first method that is going to be called is a class constructor called Avengers. And before the Java has already created a constructor for us, but manually we wrote another same constructor and we wrote a piece of code to be executed. Now you see that a class constructor, how to define a class constructor. Now the question is, what is the importance of class constructor in Java? Usually class constructors in Java basically use to initialize values. For an example, let us develop an application or to say an interface for multiplication of two numbers using constructors. So let me just remove this. Now in the class Avengers, let us create two variables, int A and int B, and let's write a method public int, name of the method bmul, and what we want to pass here, let us return something for here. Return A into B, sorry, return A into B. Okay, so we have created a member method of name mul, and what this member method is to return the value A into B. Now in the program we have already created an instance called Harry. Now what I will do is that, let me just create the constructor first. And as I told you before, a constructor can basically be used for initializing a value. So in the constructor, we can initialize the value a equal to 10 and b equal to say 20. So we assign the initializer values of a equal to 10 and b equal to 20. Now in the main class, in the main method, let us print something. Let us print the value. So to print something, we write system dot out dot println. So what we want to print id dot mother. Now when I click on button, so what's gonna happen here is that first this line of code will get executed. What is it? This instance. So when an instance is made, the first method which is gonna be called is the constructor method, which is Avengers followed by 2 round bracket. So by manually we have written the code to initialize two values a and b. So automatically the a will be initialized to 10 and b will be initialized to 20. In the second line of code, we wrote that that is from the instance ID or the object ID, we wrote the method for multiplication. So what happens is that when this method is called, it will go to the Avengers class and this method to return the value of a into b. So what's going to multiplication of a into b will be 10 into 20, 200 will be the result, and this result will be printed on the screen. So if you execute as expected, we got the result 200. So if you just change the value say to 1, so we got 20. That is 1 into 20, it's 20. So this is how we create a constructor and we initialize two values. Now say there's something what you call as a constructor overloading. Say you have let me give you another example. Say you write this same constructor. So in a program you can write multiple constructors. So you construct same constructor, and this time let us pass some values, parameters. Say I write int a comma int b comma int c, or just to avoid a doubt, let's make it int a1, int b1, int c1, and I made a mistake. Okay, now with that being done, so particularly we have created three parameters in the a1, b1, and c1. Sorry, I don't want c1 here, I'm only using two variables, right? So I created the constructor here, now the constructor basically has two parameters being passed in. It has a multiple argument. So this is what you call as a constructor overloading. Now what I'm gonna write here is I'm gonna write a equals a1, b equals b1. Okay, so a equals a1 and b equals b1. Now if I write the same code, system dot out dot println id dot mul and pass two variables, say 2 and 3. Oh, I made a mistake here. Just to make it clear, let me just create another instance here. Avengers. So let me just create another instance here. This time my name is Harry1. Let me write harry1.mul and I can pass two parameters here. Say I pass 2, 3. And when I execute this code, yes, 20 followed by 60. So what we have done here is that first we created an instance called Harry. So when this instance is called, then the class constructor called Avengers will be called first. Now since no parameter is being passed here, automatically Java will detect this to be as a constructor, and it will avoid this constructor, and it will take this as a constructor, and then it will assign the values a equal to 1 and b equal to 2 to initialize the values of a and b equal to 1 and 20, and then it will pass these values to our method called multiplication, where it will return 1 into 20, which is 20. Now in this line of code, since I create a new instance and I passed a variable, say 2 and 2 comma 3, the meaning here is that Java will automatically understand that the class constructor is passing two values, parameters 2 and 3, which is of integer data type, and it will understand that it is this constructor just need to be operated in this case, and it will avoid, and this constructor will be get operated. And what happens here is that I have passed two variables here. The variables that I have passed here is what were the variables that I passed? Okay, now it's not responding. Okay, sorry for that. Now I have passed two variables, which is 2 and 3, and this 2 will be stored in a1 and 3 will be stored in b1, and then we will assign the values of 2 and 3 to a and b respectively, and then we will call the method of multiplication, where this method will get executed, where we will return the value of a into which 2 and 3 which is 6. So guys, I hope that you guys understood the concept of what a constructor is, and how you can define a constructor, and how you can define multiple constructors in the same program itself, and uh, the concept of constructor overloading with this itself. So if there's any confusion regarding the concepts, please do comment in the comment section. I hope you like this video. So give a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and comment too. Goodbye.